everyone, and welcome back to Mariana Mass Books. My name is Mariana, and today I am here with a fun short tag. It's called the Desert Island Decks, and it was created by Martin, who was Martin in the City, but is now Martin's Musings. That's the name of his channel, and I first saw it on Meg's channel. I had thought Meg at Rose Honey Ritual. I had thought that this was going to be kind of like a favorite decks list, or like decks I can't live without type of thing, but it's not. It's actually a very fun premise. So after I watched Meg's video, I went back and watched Martin's video. And the premise is as follows. You are going to go to a desert island for 1 year. But it's not like you're stranded on a desert island situation. It's more of I kind of got the feeling kind of like a sabbatical, like a planned trip, because Martin said it's a self-sufficient island. You have everything you need to survive. So so you are there in an island. You are willingly going to a desert island. Desert meaning like you are going to be the only person, and you're going to be there without contact for for a year, but not desert in the sense of you are stranded there, like survival mode. So you are willingly going to a desert island for 1 year only, and you can only take 1 book, 2 tarot decks, and 1 oracle deck, and then after the year, I'm assuming you come back to your home with all your lovely decks. So that's the premise of the tag. So far, I've watched 2 versions of the tag, or 3 if you count Martin's original tag. I watched Meg's video, and it's very fun because she shows a lot of books and a lot of decks. And to be honest, like realistically, my bag would look like Meg's bag with a lot of books and a lot of decks. I would, as Meg said, I would take just like 1 pair of pants and a lot of decks or a lot of books. But so that's what she did. And then I saw Chrissy Bentley's tag, and she said her concept was, I am a royal who has been banished for 1 year. So I loved that premise. So my take on this tag is as follows. When I saw Martin's tag, what immediately came to mind was, a sabbatical. I come from a family of academics. Most of my dad's an academic, my uncles are academics. So I've lived in like the research, study, writing, academy sort of world all my life. So that's why I know. So what came to mind immediately was like, this is a sabbatical year I'm taking, and of course I would go with a project. So what helps me narrow down things is if I have a theme or a project in mind, because if you just tell me you have to take 1 oracle, 2 tarot, 1 book, just in general, I'm not going to be able to decide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on this island for a project, a personal project, not a work project. So because if you go away for 1 year to a desert island where no one is going to bother you, and you have your survival guaranteed, and you have everything you need, and I'm assuming you have you are not worrying about money or about anything. So what comes to mind immediately is like, I'm going to have 1 year for myself to actually dedicate time to something that maybe I don't have time for in real life. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just it's a tiny cheat. in this tag, because you are supposed to take one book, one oracle, and 2 tarot decks. What I'm going to do is take 2 of each. That's the best I could do. I'm sorry, Martin. I just even in a fictional imaginary context, I cannot for the life of me do better than only 2 of each. So that's what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is, I'm thinking of my project, right? So for my project, I'm going to take 1 tarot, 1 oracle, and 1 book, and then I'm going to take another tarot, another oracle, and another book for general entertainment. My project is going to be spiritual related. It's spiritual study related. I agree with Meg that in that sort of situation, I would go the spiritual route. And in this present moment in my life, I am very much exploring my relationship with Mary. I have this idea, not only in a desert island, just in general. I want to read more about Mary. I want to learn more about her. I recently read this book called A Ghost in the Throat by Dorindi Griffa, and this is a memoir written by an Irish poet, and it is about a lot of things. It's awesome, you should read it. But in this memoir, Dorindi Griffa talks about her relationship, like her spiritual intellectual relationship with another Irish poet from ancient times. I don't remember from where she is, but I'll put it on the screen. But she has like this personal intellectual connection with this poet. So she gives herself the project to research this poet. But she's a female poet who lives in a time where female lives are not important. I mean, history, right? So she can't find a lot of information on her. Like, she does research and she reads history books and stuff, and there is nothing written about her, or there is very little written about her. So what she starts to do is that she reads about the men in her life. She reads about her husband, about her sons, about, like, she does research about the men in her life, and she tries to fill in the gaps, where she tries to imagine, okay, so where would she be in this picture? What would she be doing? What would her life be that? And she sort of constructs her life through the life of the men around her, which is sad that you have to do it, but that is history. It made me think about a lot of things. It's an excellent book. Please read it. But anyway, so after I read that book, and because I'm in this exploration with my relationship with Mary, I thought, oh, I want to do that, because I do want to read like studies on Mary and texts about Mary and stuff, but I also want to go to like the primary source. So I want to read the Bible and kind of like fill in the gaps in the same way that she has filled in the gaps about her poet, and read the Bible and picture, okay, so Mary is not mentioned here, but in here, like, where is she here, and what is she doing, and what is she thinking, that kind of thing. So I am not this is not a way of telling you guys that I'm taking the Bible to my desert island, and this is telling you guys like a personal interest of mine at the moment, that I want to delve deeper into Mary's life. But because I'm very academically minded, I do want to do research first on like the texts that are already written about her and the things that we know about her, and then once I've had like a foundation, like sources, like an academic foundation, then I can delve deeper and go into an exploration, like a personal exploration of, okay, but what does Mary mean to me? Who is she to me? Where do I find her in texts? After I have this solid academic foundation. So, that being said, what I would take for my project in this island, what I want is I want to spend 1 year getting to know Mary, like really getting to know her. So, of course, I won't just take one book. I would take a lot of books. Realistically, that's what I would do. I would take a bunch of paper books and my Kindle. But I'm not going to do that because I'm trying to keep with the spirit of the tag. And so for the spirit of the tag, I'm going to pick one book for my project, and that would be Mariología by, I forget who he is. I'm going to put the name on the screen. Mariología is translated, means Mariology. Mariology are basically study, like Mary studies, right? Mariology, studies about Mary. So Mariología is like a big text about Mariology. I think it's around 500 pages, which is not ideal for like a year-long trip. I would have liked to take like an over 1,000 pages biography, like something like that. But so I'm going to take that book. And for the tarot, I think you can see it coming. The tarot I would take is the Mysteries of Mary, because I mean, for obvious reasons, I would take this one. And the good thing about this one, other than the fact that it's, you know, a tarot about Mary, I am taking the guidebook because I feel like that's not cheating. It comes with the tarot, so yeah, I'm taking it too. But a good thing about this deck is that, I mean, you've probably all seen it, but the cards look like this. So they are all what are these called in English? Like little altars. I don't know. Like in Spanish, I would call them like retablos. But okay, I'm making a mess as always. But so they are like this. Like every card looks like this. So I feel like you would have a ton to delve in if you are like really going deep with this deck for 1 year. There's a lot to look at in the cards, right? So you have like a lot to delve into. So that is the tarot that I would take. The oracle that I would take is the Modern Mary Oracle, which is currently my favorite oracle. I am obsessed, in love with this tiny little oracle. I think I'm going to make a video about reading with this deck because I have to. It's so good. But anyway, again, for obvious reasons, this is the deck that I would take. You would think that this booklet didn't offer much, but it's like so good. And so the Modern Mary Oracle is basically looks like this. So you have just cards with one word, and they look like this. I love the style, I love the words, I love everything about this, and this is currently my favorite oracle, and of course for obvious reasons. So for my project, I mean, I kind of like want to do this. I want this fantasy. I want to go away for 1 year with Mariology books, my Mysteries of Mary, and my Modern Mary Oracle, and just like spend 1 year with Mary, getting to know her. Like I want to do this now. Please, someone send me to a desert island with everything paid. And yeah, I need like I'm sorry to make this joke, but I need like a King of Pentacles that will finance my 1 year trip to a desert island to study Mary. But this is the project part of this tag, and then I'm going to tell you my non-project part of this tag, where I'm also going to pick one tarot, one oracle, and one book. I'm going to try to make that quicker because I feel like I've been talking for a long time. So let's go to my non-project part of this tag. So the one deck that I know I would take, regardless of what interpretation of this tag I did, if I were to say what is my favorite deck in the whole entire world, it's the John Bauer Tarot. This is a deck I couldn't live without. This is the deck. So that was like when I saw Desert Island deck, this is the first one that came to mind. So of course I would take the John Bauer Tarot to the Desert Island. I don't have to show it to you guys, but I'm going to show it to you anyways because I want to. So if you've seen videos where I showed this deck before, you know that I have this little pouch that I made, and I inside keep the talk box because talk boxes are my favorite and I love them, and I like to keep decks in their talk boxes when they come with talk box. And so this is the John Bauer Tarot. Mine is a trimmed copy, so if you have seen the John Bauer before, then you know that this is not how it looks like. I'm sorry, I don't know why there's a glare. I don't even have the light on. But this is the John Bauer Tarot, and because it's kind of like a fairy tale illustration deck, I feel like you couldn't get bored with this deck. I mean, I don't think you could get bored with any deck because the beauty of tarot is that you have 78 cards with infinite number of combinations that can come out. So I don't think you could get bored with tarot, but you know what I mean. And then the oracle that I would take is the Into the Lonely Woods oracle, which again I love it. It's one of my favorites, but also it pairs super good with the John Bauer. So that's not the only, or that's not why I'm taking it, not because it pairs well, but it's an added bonus. So I immediately thought of taking this one. You know, it has a theme of loneliness, of like, if you're going to be alone for a year in an island, I feel like this is the deck to take. And just as an added benefit, it pairs fantastically with the John Bauer. And then finally, what book I would take for entertainment. I was at first being like, oh, I'm going to take a chunky biography like my Calder biography or my Brontës biography, which are over 1,000 pages long each one. Or I'm going to take Children of Chonaill, or like a big chunky non-fiction history book, or like something. And then I was like, come on, Mariana, no, like you're already taking a research project. You have to take a book that's about entertainment. And I mean, I'm not even going to attempt to, I'm not going to pretend that I have options in my mind. I'm taking romance. Like, who am I kidding? I don't even, as I said, I'm not even going to pretend that I would take something different. If I'm going on a desert island for 1 year and I want books, I'm going to take romance novels. What else is there to take? Romance novels. That's the way to go. So I was thinking, okay, what do I want to take? Like, do I want to take a new book? Maybe like a long book that I haven't read. But then I'm like, but what if I start it and I don't like it and I'm stuck with that in the island? So I'm like, okay, I have to take something that I know I'm going to like. And I know it's going to have rereadability quality. Because I probably will finish it and have to read it over and over again, which is another reason why romance is the way to go, because you can reread romance 1,000 times. But so I was thinking, okay, I'm going to take the something in the Psy-Changeling series, which is my favorite romance series of all time. And then I thought, wait, the Psy-Changeling books are short. So I thought, I am going to take a bind up of the whole Psy-Changeling series, because I am about I'm currently at book 10, and I think we have like 20 published already. So I'm halfway through the series, so it would be great because I could finish the series, but then I can also go back and reread and reread and reread, or only reread my favorite books. Is there a bind-up of the Psy-Changeling series published? Not that I know of, but this is an imaginary situation, and my one book would be a bind-up of the entire Psy-Changeling series. So that is my Desert Island Decks tag. Thank you to everyone for watching. Go watch Martin's original video. I'm also going to link Meg's video and Chrissy's video, which are the two that I watched and mentioned. And I always put in the description everything that I've mentioned, books, other channels, whatever. That will be it for the moment. Thank you for watching. I'd love to hear what are your Desert Island decks, whether you are doing a tag or just putting it in the comments. That will be it for today. I hope I can make another video soon-ish. And in the meantime, I wish you happy reading.